Welcome into Cooking with Margie. I'm Eric Stafford. This is Margie Mansure, and we are here at the Extension office with another great recipe. Now, you've got all kind of interesting things singing out here.
It's the beginning of summer squash season. So This is our first recipe that we're going to try this season. You have to have more than one.
Oh yeah, well I mean, you know, if you got friends with squash or you got your own squash crop, multiple recipes.
It keeps on giving. So,
well, you hope.
yes, it typically does. So we're going to pull together a pasta recipe with some sausage, some goat cheese, and the summer squash. How's that sound?
You had me at goat cheese.
Yeah. We could use cream cheese if you didn't have goat cheese, but yes, I just love goat cheese. Okay, so I'm going to put you in charge of the skillet today.
Oh, she's a gambling woman.
I have faith. You've come so far. So why don't you just turn that on medium, maybe 350, probably 350.
Okay.
And you're going to add to that 3 tablespoons of olive oil.
Okay.
And 2 tablespoons of butter.
All right. I'm assuming this is olive oil.
That's olive oil. You've got a tablespoon measure there.
And you said 3?
3.
Okay.
Okay. So while you do that, we're gonna add in just a minute. We're gonna add 1 zucchini squash and then 1 yellow squash. These are varieties of summer squashes. You could add any type of summer squash, you know, the little patty pans.
Oh yeah.
Those work fine.
Like the patty pans.
Yeah, they're nice. So I've already got one of the yellow ones cut up. I'm going to go ahead and cut up this zucchini. Now.
Okay, and you said the butter, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead and add the butter.
Add the butter.
So I'm going to cut this in half lengthwise like that.
Okay.
And then half again like this. And the goal is to have a flat surface on your cutting board, right?
So that you've got a flat area to cut from, so you're not got stuff wobbling all over the place?
Right, you don't want it to wobble because it could be dangerous. You could cut yourself. So I've got that flat part down. I'm going to cut it again in half. The long ways, and then you can just kind of put those together, and so it'll be kind of like a quarter rounds that we're doing like that. So
I must have a big mouth because I chop way bigger than that.
You could if you wanted to.
I'm chunky guy.
The thing I like about this, that's like a bite size.
That's
right?
a bite size.
So
that is correct.
I kind of like a.
Although I talk a lot and have a big mouth in that way, the physical size of it is not that big.
There you go. So now that's heating up nicely.
We hot.
So I'll have this good to go in just a second here.
You're fine.
So the reason why, I mean, we could have done all butter. We could have heated up 5 tablespoons of butter, but instead I thought, you know, olive oil has a really good flavor, and butter has a really good flavor. So we're going to split it up because the butter has that saturated fat,
exactly,
which we don't want for our hearts.
Yeah.
So that's kind of. Sometimes I just play around with that. You could do all olive oil if you have high cholesterol and you're not supposed to get if you're really on low saturated fat. So
yeah.
So either way. All right. So this is good to go. So you can go and toss that in.
Okay.
Be careful not to splatter it.
Okay.
Because it's kind of hot. So get it close. Yeah. You don't want any burning going on there.
We'll work it in.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put in our zucchini.
Zucchini.
And so your job is to just kind of stir that. Yeah. That's your job.
Hey, stir that.
And I've cut up 2 cloves of garlic.
Ooh.
So I just minced those up. We're going to put that in.
No vampires on this show.
No, you got to have your garlic. You know I love garlic and onions. I do not have onions today. You have to have one or the other.
Every recipe starts that way, and when my kids were little, and they still detest onions, but I would say every recipe starts garlic or onion.
It seems like it.
Well, you gotta have some kind of flavor.
It really does add a lot of flavor.
Now with the onions, the kids always like to say, you know, if a dog won't eat it, I won't.
Oh.
And dogs don't tend to eat onions.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's good they don't say that about what cats eat, because I don't think cats eat vegetables at all.
Well, they try not to.
They try not to. They might if
Ours
it has
might.
enough.
We have one that will.
Really?
Yeah, he would probably eat anything. He is just a, and at one point his metabolism is going to slow down. He's going to be the fattest cat in the world.
Isn't that their goal?
I think so.
Every cat's goal is to become a fat cat.
But to be a fat cat, but he's, you know, he will eat just about anything.
Well, I wonder if you would eat basil.
Probably not,
probably
because that's pretty intense smelling. I mean, it smells good,
nice.
but it's you know, I don't think a cat would eat it. So just saying.
Yeah, they'd probably be like, ooh,
Yeah.
this is a little strong.
I don't even think Rachel Ray's cat food's got that in it.
Oh, is that right?
No, I don't know. I'm throwing shade at Rachel Ray. Because, you know, she watches our show like we watch hers. So.
Oh, every week. Yeah. So we're going to cook these just until they're the desired texture that you like.
Okay.
Some people, you know, right now that would be the desired texture.
That'd be good. They like a little.
They like a little crisp. I might go a little bit longer.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna cut up some basil here, and I just picked this morning. It actually has rainwater on it.
Wow.
Because it was rainy, right? Like, I need some basil.
But now, what are you doing here? What is this technique called?
This is a chiffonade, roughly. These,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of folding these over. And
If you
then,
guys watched that
and
episode,
then-
she said that to me like I was going to know what it was. So
You did the chiffonade.
the only
once.
French I know is fries. So you start doing that stuff.
Or French fries really French, though. I think that's
Well,
always
probably
been a
not.
debate, right?
You know, there were freedom fries for a second because everybody's mad at the French.
Right. So then they changed them, but that didn't last.
That didn't last. It didn't work. It's kind of like the metric system in the U.S. It didn't work out.
Didn't last. No.
Didn't last. Didn't work out.
We like tradition, I
Yeah.
guess. And most people do.
Now you're gonna make me start singing Fiddler on the Roof. So, but
I would like to hear that.
yeah, I know, but there's copyright issues, so we're not. Gonna
It's going to be so close.
I can hum, but I can't sing.
Oh, I haven't seen that show in a while.
Really?
Yes, I
It's like
actually
3
haven't.
hours long, so I can understand that.
It's very long, but
It's
you have
very
to
long.
watch it every now
But
and then.
but it's good, you know.
That
It's a
tradition
good
song.
Sunday matinee.
Yes, it's something to do in the winter when
Yeah.
you can't go out.
Yeah, watch Russian Jews sing and dance.
Yes.
Take up your time for 3 hours. That's one show I haven't done. I've done a lot of plays, or musicals, but that's one I haven't done.
Well, that's
You would
too
think.
bad. You could have
You
been
would think I
practicing
could
your song, the tradition
I look a
song.
little like Topo. I could probably pull that off. I mean,
But
this is
do you
going
have-
in a totally different
Do you
direction.
have $5? I mean, dollars.
I got one. That's enough. That's the same cost.
Right.
You had two.
Inflation.
You got two.
Yes.
So,
He had 5, didn't he? Four or 5.
I
I
had
don't know.
something like that. He was trying to marry them all off, as I remember.
Okay, so this
This is going all over the place, isn't it?
how does that look?
It
Is that
looks
looking?
good.
That looks pretty good to me.
It looks good.
Okay, now, so we got, that's a simple step. Our next step, we have 8 ounces of sausage.
Okay.
And we're just going to put that in there.
And that looks like a little hot sausage. I see some pepper looking in there.
It's actually called a sweet sausage, but
Really?
but it has some fennel in it, and it's a chicken sausage.
Really?
You can certainly use pork, but again, I'm trying to go lean, so
I've never thought of
that's
a
why I went with the chicken sausage. Yeah.
When I hear sausage, I just think pig.
You think pig? That's
I
true.
don't think chicken.
Well, and the thing is, you can get the pork sausage. I know they have it at the food hub and they have it at the farmer's market. I don't know about any any chicken sausage.
Now, can
So,
anybody just come to the food hub, or you got to make reservations, or how does that work?
It's an online market,
Yeah.
so but you have to be willing to travel to Boone to get your food.
Well, I think most people in this county are willing to travel to Boone, so
Yeah, they might go there just for something else, but
Yeah,
so,
well, Sunday drive.
but you have to pick
Weekday
it up
drive.
on Wednesday between I think noon and 7 p.m.
that's
something
a
like
long
that.
time. That's
so
pretty good. That's
it gives you,
plenty of
it does give you a long time. The online market though, it's highcountryfoodhub.org or com, but you just go on to that. Make your order between Thursday and Monday night, I believe, and then you pick it up on Wednesday.
Yeah, and when we did the
So-
parking lot show, when we were out there, a lot of people were picking their stuff up.
Yes.
They were all
It is
coming,
a
man.
lot.
It was like, and we were you were serving up samples.
They were
came
happy.
in. They were happy. We had some happy customers.
I'm going to add a little salt to the to that squash.
Okay.
Just a little bit of salt would be good. That's however much you desire. This is white pepper.
Oh, okay.
It's supposedly a little bit stronger than black pepper.
It is.
So it's nice if you don't want the black specks.
And it's in a lot of Asian cuisine, seems to be.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's worth a try.
So,
Okay, now I've got some pasta I cooked up. I'm gonna go ahead and drain that. I just finished cooking up so that we can toss that in.
yeehaw. Now, talking about chicken sausage, let's go back to the chicken sausage.
Okay.
I've noticed that if you get the ground poultry, like you get turkey, burger, and in that section of the grocery store, if you get turkey, burger, or any of that stuff, it's considerably cheaper than the beef product or the
It is,
other
'cause-
stuff. So
That's a good way to save.
it's a good way to save money if you've got a lot of people to feed.
I think it's different, but I think it's good.
It's different, but at the same time, it's not. You don't feel so weighted down
That's
when
a
you
good point.
eat it, and that's what I like.
Okay, here we have 4 ounces of goat cheese.
Oh,
Woohoo. I got the kind with herbs.
oh okay. All right, herb.
Cheese with herbs. And but again, if you couldn't find goat cheese, it is a little more expensive than cream cheese. You could use the cream cheese or the Nutrichel cheese, which is like it's a little bit lighter. It's on the lighter side.
So this is going to melt. It's not going to stay like a. It's not going to stay like a cheese in a salad. It's going to melt up. It's going to be like crumbles.
That's the goal. So it's making the sauce.
Oh.
Basically, it's melting. It's going to moisten our noodles.
All right. And these are whole grain noodles, aren't they?
Yes.
They're a little darker.
Good observation. I used whole wheat pasta because it's so much healthier for you. Your body likes it a lot better. It keeps
it's
you more
easier
full.
on your glycemic index.
Right, the blood sugar factor.
Keeps your blood sugar from spiking.
Going crazy. So that's a real easy tweak whenever you're making a pasta dish is just get the whole grain pasta. It's just as cheap now. It used to be more expensive. It's
Yeah, it was
about the same cost now.
Excuse me. It was kind of a
Walnuts.
adding walnuts to it.
Half a cup of walnuts.
It was kind of a fringe product when it seemed like in the 70s, I guess.
And it wasn't as good either.
Oh, really?
I think it's a lot better
I know
now.
you were supposed to. They probably have perfected it, but it was like I knew you had to rinse it longer. It seemed like, or rinse it a little bit, or something. It seemed like it kept a lot of starch, but that might have been back in the 70s. I'm sorry, y'all.
Now the bread was whole grain bread was really bad back then too. But
Roman meal.
the Roman meal.
Roman meal guy.
But it's all of that's gotten better. The products and
Yeah, it has.
adding whole grains to your diet is really good to prevent a lot of problems, health problems, including diabetes, and then also gives you fiber, makes you feel full. It's just something you kind of get used to it. It does taste a little bit stronger than pasta doesn't have much flavor. So,
Yeah, there you go.
wow, that's coming together.
It's coming together.
Okay, now we're going to add some basil leaves. So, actually, I might have more than what I need, like a quarter cup of basil
Okay.
leaves, quarter to half a cup. So, we're going to toss that in there.
Made it pretty.
Yeah.
Put some color in there.
You can go and turn off the heat if you want.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's looking good.
It's looking good, smelling good, and good for you.
You know, you could, if you had some tomatoes in your garden, you could put those in there.
Yeah, for a little
this
color,
is really
a little bring it up.
very flexible. Does that seem moist enough? I mean, we could always add a little olive oil if we want.
I kind of overdid the olive oil, I thought, but it's kind of cooked away.
I'm gonna, you know what, I'm
You
just
gonna
gonna
give it a
toss a
little
little bit more olive oil because
Never hurts.
fortunately olive oil is very healthy for your heart, and why not?
And why not? There you go.
It's gonna add that flavor.
It is making it a little not so dry.
Yeah, that's what we
it's
want.
moistening it up.
Wow, that is looking
See,
good.
it's looking good.
Okay, so once you get that, you want to put a little on the plate here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to zest some lemon on this.
Okay. How much a little am I putting? Is that good?
Well, you can put more than that. We want to make it look pretty.
I was looking for a side. We get
Oh,
anything
no,
else?
we don't have a side.
I didn't know you was putting a garnish. I thought you was going to garnish
okay.
it.
We could garnish it. It's a good point. I have the thing with this basil. There are different types, but depending on what you're trying to do, you can really. This is a pretty. That's very pretty.
That's very pretty.
Put that on, and put a little of each on, right?
And see, that takes 2 seconds, and the presentation kind of sometimes it helps sell stuff.
Exactly.
As
like,
a guy,
oh, yes.
I'm going to tell you this, guys. If you buy your wife a present or you buy your girl a present, go to the Dollar Tree or go to the Dollar Store and get some wrapping paper or get a bag and put it in there and put a little. I mean, that just like sells it. It could be. I'm serious.
It makes it more special, doesn't it?
It makes it more special. It makes it feel like more of a special occasion. And I'm throwing pasta around the world, but it just, I don't know. The presentation matters. I think it helps.
And we eat with our probably our noses first, and then the eyes, and then the last thing is the flavor.
Yeah. So
and we want all of that to be really good.
You see something that pretty, you're like, that's appetizing.
Ooh, that smells good too.
Oh yeah, that smells good.
Okay, so did I drop that?
It escaped on its own. It left on its own.
I have another one.
Be free. Be free.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. We have our pasta dish.
Yeah.
It's we're using our seasonal vegetables, our whole grains, and we're gonna have a good lunch.
And we're gonna have a great lunch.
Okay, well, I look forward to enjoying that with you, and
All
I
right.
hope that you try our recipe.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.